Good. Happy Wednesday. It's amazing how quick these weeks go, and I'm really happy to be able to be with you every week. So, last week we talked about the power of choice. Now I'm going to talk about how to know the difference of that little voice that's telling you which way to go. Some people call it intuition, but a lot of people don't really know what that is and which voice to listen to. Because in our Western society, I can't speak for Asia, we're running and running and running and running. And the mind's just going round and round and round and round. And I don't know about you, but I wondered for a while, how do I know which one to listen to? In some ways, it's very simple. You have to become the observer. And then you can tell whether the choice that you make is going to or does drain you, in which case get out of there quick if you can, or does it empower you? Does it bring more love, more peace, stillness? It's quite an art of being human, that's for sure. And I have to say that our global experience of COVID and fear and panic and what choice do I make or not make, certainly challenging us, I have to say. And the whole lockdown thing is putting us in a situation of inactivity. On one hand, the core of our nature, the core of creativity of life, is active, ever-changing. We go through all the seasons, the planets are always moving around, the sun's going around, we're doing all kinds of busy stuff. And then to suddenly be indoors. I know a lot of people are panicking with the inactivity. And what I want to share with you today later on is there is a way to deal with that inactivity, lack of inertia. Your mind will help do that, but there's a way through it. And that's what I want to talk about during this hour we share together. But first, I'm going to say hello to everyone. Wow. Lots of people are here tonight. Happy, happy, happy. There's Erica and Rebecca and Angela, Isabel, Myra, Karen, Yvonne, Lori, Juliet, hi there, Stefan, Angela, Beta, and a wonderful person from Brazil, but I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's spelled with a Z-E. Z? Could that be Z? Louis? I'm sorry. I only do English, and sometimes that's not so great, because American and England, they speak English a bit different to each other. But anyway, let's go on with this discussion. So one of the things that would be important, and I've talked about this before, but it will keep coming back because it's one of the issues. It's like mankind's awakening right now. And in order to feel that, we're being challenged to live it, in fact, and to learn to find pleasure in just the simple aspect of being alive, though it's not quite so simple because we've made it quite complex. But the fundamental aspect of our nature, being human, isn't much different than the anatomical structure of almost everything else. The cosmos is made of pretty much the same thing, just we're all in different balances, but we have the ability to be conscious in our choices. And you know, life really wants to work with us, but we need to work with it. And we don't. You know, I often wonder, why do we hurt ourselves? This being is really special, and it's dependent on us. And you know, a child that's hurt by somebody has more ability to defend itself than we do as a human being when we hurt ourselves. So here we come to the choice. Do we choose to be joyful, or do we choose to betray ourselves? It's one of the major important things to consider. And there's a new awakening that mankind's going through that's more concerned with the world behind our eyes, about our consciousness, than, would you believe, than what's going on around us. Little things are showing up. One very obvious one is, like, if you take the generations before World War I, if they got ill, they'd think it was just an infection. Now it's like we have the opportunity to go inside and say, question, what are my thoughts? Have I created this through my thinking? And how do I love myself more? Because in order to deal with the intensity of love and the awakening, we need to have more self-esteem. We need to decide, from this day on, I am going to treat myself better. We're full of good intentions. All of us, we want to be good. The thing we don't realize is that we are good. We are beautiful. But we've forgotten, and we've built up a dividing line. So right now, it's like it's me and the cosmos. Or it will be me, the family, and the cosmos representing what we are inside the core. Or it will be me, my family, my religion, and the cosmos. And the list goes on. And so long as we perceive life in this separative perception, harmony is not going to be there. And quite frankly, the more that our wonderful technological abilities take over more and more, it actually closes a door to the inner world of who we are. Strong stuff, but we have to look at it. And it's through stillness, through giving yourself moments to honor what lies in the world behind your eyes. And that's a choice that we have to make. But you need to take charge. You're in charge. But don't be a victim. And so, like, we're in a process now of learning the dynamics of activity. What is the energy of dynamism of life? And it has a certain intensity, but it also is a way of learning how to be relaxed within it. And right now with COVID, it'd be really important. And in some ways, it's an opportunity to learn how to do that. So I want to see if anybody has any comments now. Ziza. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Welcome. Erica likes the idea of the world behind your eyes. Yeah, I just wonder how much we really look in that world and then know how to feel it, walk it. And then, you know, a lot of us are all wondering, because we're becoming the observer more, as I said, and on a deeper level, we're all like wondering, what's my purpose? We all have a purpose. We all came with a soul purpose. It took me a while to realize what mine was. I had a lot of desires and dreams. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be successful in the boutiques I ran. I wanted to be a model. I wanted the love of my life to come to me. Loads of stuff. But I discovered late, and a lot of that came true. But the thing that's become even more fulfilling, and you know, that changeover from what it seemed like the big dream fell through, I've discovered it helped to wake me up to my soul purpose. It was not easy. It's taken a while. Yeah. And you know, the process of your soul purpose, a lot of times, as I said, we're all like hooked up to all these other wishes. And it might, if it's not your soul purpose, it might be that you get locked into this thought form that doesn't get you there, and you hold on to anger and frustration and betrayal, and you don't like life because it's not giving you what you dreamt and wanted. And it's not easy to sit back and think, that's not working, so what is my soul purpose? And sometimes it only comes in little hints. I got a big bang. So, what I want to do today is to take you in a particular type of meditative exercise, in a way of focus that helps you to, through the nature of it, to hold an intensity of feeling along with being relaxed, because that's what stillness requires. It isn't a totally relaxing meditation, which we've often done together, but this is a new one. This is to help you build a bridge. So just let me see who's here, and then we're going to go into that. Yes, Erica, a lot of people are afraid to visit that world because we've been indoctrinated we're indoctrinated to think that eternity is just too much space. But we are that. If you take down your own self to the molecular aspect, there is this universe in every atom of who we are. And we know it. We know subconsciously that's what we are. And in some ways, in our choices, if we haven't totally consciously acknowledged this aspect of you can't get away from it, then part of us knows that we're betraying our core. We have to get back to contacting our true source, because we're all talking about a new future and changes that need to come. It's not going to happen until you work on ourselves individually. And fear, my goodness, how we run towards fear instead of unity and love and understanding and wisdom and our true source. But that's how certain powers that be control us. And mankind's waking up now. And we're going to start treating ourselves with more love, because we know we are love. We are peace. We are goodness. We are wise. We can make choices. And sometimes you might get really angry at your intuition saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. But it's like your guide. It's saving you often. And we kick and splutter. I know I did. And I do sometimes. But the amazing thing about the Spirit, it calls us and it gives us hope. And some part of us that has this undeniable belief in the goodness of the heart of the humanity, that's your spirit calling. That's the cosmos. Because the cosmos is built on unity, the oneness of all of us within our individuality, the uniqueness. There isn't anyone other than Ginger or Erica or Carmen or Lori or Juliet or Myra. We're all unique. There's no one else like us. But for some reason, we have this lack of self-esteem. We got to work on it together to believe in ourselves, to stand for the potential of what the human being can be and build that bridge between the visible and the invisible, and that what appears visible is of a creative force that comes from wisdom within. So let's just see a few more comments. Hi, Sylph. Don't worry. Erica says, we're brought up to avoid the ideas that there is more to the world than what we see. We're also brought up to not realize that we're co-creators. That what we do see isn't necessarily going to stay that way. It can change. Yep. Lori says, and then we're blasted from every corner with how we should be. Well, that's the thing. That's when often the idea that you want to do this or you want to do that or you want to have this or want to have that isn't necessarily from yourself. And often when you're vulnerable as a child, your parents or the grown-ups around you are often telling you things that you have to do in order to be human. when actually that way of being hasn't helped them at all either. We have to have a real new system. And right now there isn't a rule book on this, except there is undeniably, there's a rule book of the cosmos, in a way. We know when we're hitting up against the barbed wire fence in our thoughts and actions, but we still do it. I don't know why we want to hurt ourselves when we know. It takes a lot to go against the program. Yeah. Anyway, Karen wants me to describe self-esteem that we need. Well, I totally feel that there's that place behind the eyes, the world, that gives us an enormous amount of confidence. Self-esteem is that. But we've put who we are, the image of who we are, into an illusion often, that either our family, our culture, our own fears have created this other belief of who we are, a mask, that actually inhibits you from touching the glory of who you are. And when you've got that, it isn't a matter of can I handle the strength of the love of being human, of life. You touch and know you are it. So the path to that place of discovering who you really are, which in a way it's so universal, it's beyond an identity that you know, and then you create an identity because we have to be in this physical universe. But we'll do it in a different way with a different intention. I hope, Karen, that answers your question. So, first of all, I'd like everyone to be comfortable and sit still. This exercise is going to need your eyes open, and what I'm going to do is put up a few images from my color of thought that you might help you to focus on my words and relate to your being. And as I said, it's an exercise to build the intensity of what stillness needs. Life is intense, it's always moving, but if you relax into it, you're building a bridge from the oneness to you and the oneness that is within you. So give me a second. I will just switch us over. And here we come. I hope. Wait a minute. Transition. There we are. This is a new thing to work with. Every week I get to learn something new. I know how to hold just making sure that you can all hear me. Camera. Yes, you should be able to hear me. I'm just going to check. Could one of you lovely people tell me? Anybody out there? Can you hear me? please let me know. I just have to do something. Erica. Good. Okay, kids. Hi, Lisa. Just in time for a new exercise. Okay. As I said, and I'm going to read the list. So, today we're going to do this in 3 or 4 minutes. But if you remember what it is, do it, practice it quite regularly, because it will help you to connect in a different way than a regular meditation that I'm sure all of you have practiced. And if not, this is a new one for you. So let's all sit in an erect posture. Your spine is erect with a little bit of intention, like pull in your stomach a wee bit and elongate your body. Your eyes are open, but stare. Tense your eyes as you're looking. Make sure your spine stays erect and you have a slight tension throughout your whole body now. Staring, staring. And if you can do it without blinking, that's even better. So you might find the stare helpful by looking at the images that are moving in the slideshow of the green of nature, the healing green, the sunlight. You're staring, you're holding this posture, don't slump. Then your breath gets a little bit exaggerated. You can hear yourself breathing. You might be tempted to close your eyes. Try to keep them awake, open, staring. Now holding this tension, eyes staring, relax only your breath. Soften it, but keep the tension in your body and in your eyes. Keep staring, and you have calm breath. Now I want you to relax your eyes, but still gaze. Soften the eyes, keeping the body erect, tense. Do not slump. Now keeping that tension, let's start at the top of your head to relax your bodies only 1 centimeter at a time. Feel the calmness of your breath, but keep the tension of your erect posture. And little by little, relax your body 1 centimeter at a time, going down through your face, relaxing your nose. Hold your posture, no slumping. Your mouth, your neck, your shoulders, and slowly, slowly, 1 centimeter at a time, Relax your lungs, your heart, your spleen, your pancreas, your liver, your digestive system, keeping your body erect, no slumping. Keep going down to your ovaries, to your genitals, to your thighs, to your knees. Don't forget your arms, your hands, your calves, and your feet. Hold your posture in stillness. Keep gazing. Listen. Be still, but hold your posture. Now slowly relax your spine, vertebrae after vertebrae, until your whole spine is softer, relaxed. Then come back to the room in front of your eyes. So how'd you feel about that? I know a lot of you meditate, as I do. There are many different forms of it, but I found this really interesting as an exercise. It's like you're more consciously involved between the tension and the relaxation, which is what gives you the inertia that you need to touch the active aspect of life. And with COVID, a lot of people are panicking because they don't know how, well, they think they're inactive if they're at home and they're not out doing all the things that they thought that's what life was about. And if we're going to change what's out there and bring in a better future, we need to contemplate that we're co-creators and we can work with ourselves before we even go out there. What an amazing chance we have. But we have to walk towards the love and the creative aspect of being in life, the art of living, instead of walking towards fear. if Erica found it a bit intense, but I enjoyed it. That's exactly it. Learning how to deal with intensity as well as relaxation. That's the paradox of living. And we get thrown off if we don't know how to do that. I don't know about you, but there were times that it was like, this is just too active. I couldn't be amongst the crazy crowds in New York City or driving the Arc de Triomphe. Oh goodness, the first time I went there, Milan. And then there was India. Little by little, I'm learning how to be in that sensitive, open place of my soul realm, my spirit realm, and then working within the world around us, the energy of it, to where I'm not of it, but I'm in it. But I'm helping to add a creative upliftment, some hope, by being in that space of my spirit that really has a lot of hope. I don't believe in that story out there as much anymore, because I know that we're co-creators of our story. We have power to live, to radiate the goodness of what we are. Thank you, Juliet. She thought it was beautiful and relaxing, and definitely she has a feeling of tranquility. Yvonne says it had a purifying effect on her. Erica feels peace. Angela, certainly tranquil. Good. Can you imagine if you had to hold that for 12 to 21 minutes and did it regularly? It's new to me, and I'm going to incorporate it into my morning practices to see what effect it's going to be. You know, life is an experiment, but I like experiments that has an intention of going higher. I want to show you something. Did I show you the pictures that I'm doing of the symbol of the feminine quality that we all have, men and women, within, because we need to focus on that. It's like when the masculine principle and the feminine principle meet with spirit, that's a dance of creation. That's the ultimate thing. And all these other things we talk about are little hints and seeds that we can start creating a new impression of being a co-creator. We need little tools, you know. But anyway, I don't know if you've been watching my Being Creative while I'm actually going through a process of creating something. And the second one that I had has been really took me through some paces. And I have to say, it's almost finished. And I want to show it to you. But first, Juliet says she has to say, I'm in no mad rush to go back to Busy Shop Set or the Underground, I have to say, or the trains. I feel happy to relax about that and not panic. I'd find that a bit stressful. I don't want to feel I must go. I did get a haircut today, though. Yes, that's on my bucket list, I have to say, but I don't know how and when because my hairdresser of 15 years, she doesn't work out of a salon anymore. But I'll talk to her, see what she thinks. Anyway, this second painting is called Aurora. And here she comes. I don't know if... Let me check this out. No. Just a minute. We'll get there. It's... Oh, here we go. Here she is. So in our color of thought, indigo represents the bridge of what the feminine principle gives to us, linking to the higher spirit realm. The masculine principle picks it up and helps direct it into creating forms. And it's taken quite a bit because all of these little diamantes took a while. They're funny little beings, and I've noticed a few of them have fallen off because I will put a glaze over the whole thing soon, and that will stick them in place, hopefully for a long time. But up there in the cosmos Milky Way, that's not finished, and I'm still working on the skin and the eyes. But I'm pretty happy. It feels definitely nearly finished. So we started on the third one. I do these lives on Monday at 4 o'clock UK time and Friday. And it's only Wednesday, so there'll be a Friday starting on a new one. Because... as I said, but I have to show this to everyone because what is the cosmos up here was a flower. And it's gone because it wasn't working. It was like, it's too earthbound. Lovely flower, great color, violet, which is often there in the cosmos. But it was one of those things of letting go. I spent a lot of time making that flower, and it happens quite often in my artwork that I have to let go of something in order to listen to that little voice that says, no, it's not working, it's not working. And that flower was talking to me for a couple of weeks, I have to say. And I finally thought, okay, you've done this before. And this process in being creative is helps me with decisions in my ordinary life. It's, goodness. I'm so grateful that I dare to do this because I know that there's a higher place of who we are and what I want to live myself. So my soul's given me this tool of creating images that hopefully will inspire you to do that within you. It's not just Ginger Gilmour making a Ginger Gilmour. It's my service, my artwork is for you. And just in case you didn't see the first one called The Golden Messenger, I'm going to step over there and bring her over. Don't go away. Maybe I'll step back to show you. You can come closer to her. Because again, in the color of thought exercises, which took you into observing the deeper aspect of the creative force of life, through certain visualization and focusing on colors. Gold had a very special aspect, but when it comes to the feminine and touching, this, where are we, my finger, this bit, oh God, can't, bear with me, up and down. This is like creates, it's a moon symbol that in a lot of teachings is a crescent moon that represents the feminine principle. And then all these colors up here, the violet and the reds and the oranges, are the upper area, further colors that will help to take you into being the gold that you are. I love this one a lot. And I don't know what's going to happen with the third one, but keep an eye on this space. And then, hopefully, I'll find an exhibition that we can all share and be together in the real one day. I don't know what the galleries are up to. We're trying to get a hold of a few because I have a good lot of artwork that would make a really great exhibition. And they are always, they bring such stillness. Someone called it the Sanctuary of the Spirit, the exhibitions that they came to that I've been part of. So let's hope that I will find somebody, a gallery. I don't know, I'm so involved in my process. That part of reaching out in the world is another place of the mind that I have to put myself sometimes. I do have a team that's helping. Shanrika, have a lovely evening. Are you leaving? Erica, there she is. Hi, Lily. Beautiful cosmos fits much better than the flower. That's why I wanted to show it to you. And of course, I jumped ahead of waiting for the unveiling on Friday. Thank you, Juliet. Yeah, Erica and Lily have been part of the Being Creative, watching this whole thing. And even there was one time, I'm sure that the cosmos was taking care of this. I didn't put on the mic, I forgot. And you guys hung in there. And it's another process where you had to observe. It was well planned by the powers that be that I should do that and that you should hung out. It was really amazing. I was going to delete it from the YouTube, my channel, but I decided I'm going to keep it there because it's a really good exercise. Yeah, Erica, I'd love to have an exhibition. I sit here and I'm looking at all these things, and there's just all the paintings are all so radiant, and it's just. I was thinking that I would dare, and years ago I was thinking about doing this, writing a letter to Saatchi Gallery in London. Because I'd gone to an exhibition, many layers, levels, floors, and in the basement they had an installation of wheelchairs that had dummies, but representing elderly in these wheelchairs. And they were going around like bumper cars, banging into each other. I was so horrified. I just thought, this is just terrible. So I actually wrote the letter, and I was going to dare him to put heaven on the top floor. But I haven't sent it yet. I have been contemplating doing it. Yes, it would be wonderful for us all to get together. I'd love it. Yeah, I think so, Lily. As I said, I think it was meant to be in quiet. And there was one phase of it during that lesson that I had an intuition to do a circle all the way around, which often comes through, and you'll see it symbolically in a lot of my pictures. That is almost like a heaven's halo, but it didn't work. Just didn't work. And in that event, they watched me in silence painting this silver circle. So then I waited and looked at it. I went, nope. The energy of that was not the cosmos. It, instead of feeling like a halo, it was actually a prison in a way. It was just locked, because the cosmos has this incredible unending unity, and you just couldn't define. There was no way that it was right to define it. So there I was, right? Okay, I'm thinking that you all could hear me. And I started to paint it out. And who was it? I think it was Isabel said, "What are you doing? Why are you taking it away?" I didn't know, because at that point I was so in the creative process, I wasn't checking the comments. Oh dear. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you all are getting my newsletters that I've started. We'll be sending out the third one soon. And in there, my second one was about this one workshop I gave in Maui years ago. I decided I'm going to do a Zoom that we can all, you guys get a thing of clay from your art shop, and I will take you through that. We're trying to find a way to bring in a bit of income for me, waiting for people to buy my artwork at some point, or live classrooms to be here. But in the meantime, I want to do a couple different Zoom workshops. And the first one will be this one called Creating Heart, like the second newsletter. I think it'd be great fun. And that's something that I can do easily with you. And I can have on my Zooms up to 100 people. But we'll just see who will grace me, and we're formulating the notification. Hopefully by next week it will be up. And that would be one way we could get together, so I could see your faces as we're doing this. Anyway, we've reached the hour. It's time to say so long, as my wonderful son said. If you haven't seen it, he's got a new process. I've shared it today, and it's on his website, about everyone participating and helping him with, in some way, to make his next album. And all the songs that we love will be on that album. I can't wait till it's out. Then I can play it over and over and over again. Well, Juliet, I hope that you will be there, and we'll have a good old laugh as well. It'll be lovely to see all of your faces while we're creating something, because it certainly opens your creativity, but also knowing more of who you are in order to be more who you are. So you guys, Love it. Goes so quick. Thank you for being here. And see you on Friday, or see you on Sunday when Matt's live, or see you Monday or Wednesday, whatever, and whenever what you do in between. Be still, be relaxed, but be tense. Be active. Thank you again. Be well. Night.